Hello, we are back once again. I feel like we've done this before. That's an inside joke. 3 weeks in a row.
Boo.
I know, yeah. Don't joke about that shit. I am your DM, Bjorn Anders. This is everyone. Say hello, everyone.
Yo.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone.
I mean,
Hi, everyone. Hi,
Well-
Bjorn.
well-oiled machine is what we are. We'll see how technology and brains work for us. We
Oiled with
appreciate.
what, though?
I'll tell you when you're older.
I take it back. I don't want to know.
You probably don't. And Jordan questions his entire existence more and more by the week. But we are here to bring you the continuation of our live play campaign. I'm excited to see what happens, but first we have some stuff to talk about, I believe. Yes, Jordan?
Yeah, we've got just a couple different announcements, but I'm not gonna make this announcement this time. It's gonna be Jamie.
Yes.
Oh, hi. We now have a Ko-fi or Ko-fi, and we can't decide how that's pronounced. But if you're enjoying the stream and would like to donate to us, that would be awesome. And you could do so at ko-fi.com/dicejailers. That is ko-fi.com/dicejailers. And the money would, at this point, go to paying Bjorn and Fifi back for all the equipment they've already bought. And then after that, I don't even know what, because I cannot comprehend a time when people
It'll
are paying
probably
money.
go to character portraits or hiring a stage manager, so I don't have to.
Yes. So if you'd like to see us have our shit way more together, money, please. Thank you.
There it is. Slowly, we're going to turn Jamie into a Sam Riegel, with a B plot where she slowly turns into a sunflower. But yeah, that's our only announcement this time.
Yeah, that's the only real one. By the I thought I had one more, but no, I actually don't. So
Yeah.
I guess with that, we should just get right to the shit. So yeah, you all are aboard a train that
Y'all.
has just left the city of Virtue within the Asharan Vale. You are in the Vagabond Assemblage, no more. You were hired by one Marshal Elijah Bicker to get aboard this train, find the office of the high-ranking census member, Castian Oloro, and get a hold of whatever manifest or information he may have to uncover why the census exactly came to the Vagabond Assemblage so quickly upon the discovery of an arcane reservoir, and also to possibly ascertain more information of the identity of this Olafaris, this rogue agent of the census that seems to be associated with a group called the Upright, and to see what all can be uncovered. You are essentially given a fall guy, for a lack of a better term, one Cecil Holloway, also known as One Eye, a close associate of Marshall Bicker, but Bicker let it be known if you guys get caught, he doesn't want to deal with the paperwork, and Cecil owes him a favor. You were given access to this train in the form of 2 first-class tickets, 2 standard tickets, and 2 identification badges marking 2 of you as staff. Splitting up amongst the cabin, those of you working as staff did your best, Garnet in particular, to show yourself as a good and reliable and enthusiastic worker, to have it where no one would be overly suspicious if you're constantly running around grabbing things. In first class, Kira and Mannix, as it only made perfect sense to send them there, Mannix his attention was caught by an elven woman, a very wealthy imperial woman by the name of Lady Bryfina Dewlight. As for Siobhan and Pohaku, they were trying to keep a low profile. Siobhan by simply grabbing a seat and doing her crossword, and Pohaku by just standing like a statue in the middle of the passenger car.
My feet are flat on the floor. I am looking ahead.
I think that makes you invisible if you move slowly enough.
That's what I've heard.
That
Upon
doesn't
reaching
work.
Virtue, having left the assemblage, some information came over the speaker system of the train in that departure from the city was actually going to be only in 1 hour, as opposed to the estimated 6 or so hours you're going to be there, due to the census aboard the train wanting to speed up the schedule. You all realize this threw a couple wrinkles into your plan. One, when you were planning to perform this heist, you thought it would be under cover of nighttime, of darkness. That will no longer happen. And two, the evacuation was to take this train beyond the first stop, known as the Hunter Station, and then at the second stop thereafter, the Tracker Station, when the train was leaving, with everything running on time, another train should be coming in, and you were to go to the rooftop of one to the other. Now you're wondering if that timing will work out. Siobhan was able to make contact with an ally of Bicker's, a tabaxi by the name of Swift Quill, and you all needed a distraction, which Swift provided for you. And when this distraction was provided, through the use of a spell scroll by Pohaku, allowing Garnet to climb across walls and ceilings, Garnet, Reba, and Siobhan traveled along the exterior of the train, along the rooftops, sneaking past the car where the census soldiers would be housed, on top of the vehicle that operates as the office for high-ranking members. Reba had glanced in there using a detect magic spell to see where there were various amounts of abjuration magic within the room. It was known that Castian had left from a letter that was received by him, letting him know that Kira was aboard. He went up to first class, has sat down with Lady Dewlight, Kira, and Mannix to feast and dine, and at this time, Reba had just reached out, casting Dispel Magic on one of the windows to allow access through this window with whatever abjuration ward was on it, now dispelled. And that is exactly where we left off. So picking up first with Siobhan, Garnet, and Reba, you are aboard the roof of the office car of this train as it speeds along tracks. Your detect magic spell successful. What do you guys all want to do?
And real quick point of clarification,
Yes.
just so that I remember, the Garnet Relay network of messaging is myself, Garnet, and who else is connected to that right now?
I think it's everybody except for me and Mannix.
I believe so.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn to the two the two other ladies and be like, all right, should I stay until you get in or keep going?
Well, you're trying to get to the back of the train, right?
And
I'll keep my eye on Garnet if you want to continue with your journey.
Let me know if you get in trouble.
all right, good luck to
I
you
need
both.
help.
And I'm going to keep going.
Okay, so as you creep along the top of this office car, you reach the next gap, going from what would be the office car to the containment or prison car. I need you to give me a athletics check to go from one to the next.
17.
17, no problem. You're able to just hop the gap on that, not even making too much sound with your boots as they land on it. So it's up to you. You can continue to move along the rooftops of these, or you can try and get down into the cars themselves. This one you're on top of, you know that that's either used as some sort of containment or prison. You have no idea if this one is being used for anything at the moment. And beyond that, there is one just cargo car, and the last one after that being the caboose. What are you doing now, Siobhan?
Get to the top.
Sticking to the top? Okay, and then are you going just kind of quickly along to the next one?
Yeah, quickly but carefully.
Sure. Yeah, I'm. You with that athletics check, you're not real feeling like you're going to lose your balance off either side. You're good square in the middle with a 17, and both Reba and Garnet you can see as Siobhan slowly getting further away from you. Again, there's another good size gap between this containment car and just the cargo. Go ahead and give me another athletics check if you want to try and jump from one to another again.
18.
18. Same thing. No problem. As you just hop across. You're a very athletic individual. Like when you were a youth, you excelled at athletics. You've always been strong. You are a smith by trade. So this is, while this is not a calming thing to be doing, you're not overly nervous about it. As you make this next jump, give me a perception check, Siobhan.
Okay, all right.
The cargo
18.
car is full of owl bears.
18. So as you make this jump onto the cargo, just as you're landing, getting your footing, very much superhero pose, one knee down, one foot, and one hand down. You kind of halfway glance behind you, and you see the shape of something kind of move out of the window of the containment prison car.
I'm sorry, am I seeing something exit through the window?
No, so like there's a sort of rectangular window on it, and what looked like a shape of, you're not sure a who or a what that's clearly inside the car. You glance and you saw it move out of view.
All right. Do I feel like? Wait, how the hell am I seeing the windows if I'm on the top?
There's enough of a lip where you can look down, bit of an angle, like
Do I feel like anything that was inside could have seen me?
It's possible.
Bugger. All right, I contact I contact Garnet to let her know. Be like, right, so there's apparently something in the at least one something in the prison car, and may or may not have seen me on the roof. Just FYI, I guess.
Okay.
You can reply to this message.
It was me.
All right, so I'm gonna. No, I'm not hanging out to what's to happen. I'm gonna keep trying to go to the caboose.
Okay, give me one last athletics check to leap from the cargo. Now, you're trying to get on top of the caboose, or do you want to sort of drop down and then get access to the door of the caboose?
Is there a window in the door?
Yes.
At first, I try. If there's anything I can see through it from the roof.
Give me a perception check.
Oh hell yeah, 21.
21. So you kind of get down, sort of army crawl, just peering over the edge of the roof, looking in through the window, and you give it, a good 15, 20 seconds. And as you look, you do see the occasional shape move by through there. So there's clearly someone in there. You can't tell if it's one or two people. You haven't got a real good look, but it's at least one, probably two at the most.
How many feet away is she?
At this point, let's see here. Each of these cars is, this is why we keep the information handy. So each of these cars is 60 to 80 feet long.
Oh, geez. Okay. That answers my question.
Yeah, so at this point, she's a good at least 150, almost 200 feet away.
Okay, there's not much I can do from here. I know that she got spotted by someone, right? Did that get passed to me telepathically?
Through the relay network, yeah.
Okay. Garnet, if you feel comfortable just being left alone here, I could go try to cover for Siobhan.
Weren't you dispelling something on a drawer?
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but that won't take any amount of time. I could dispel
Okay.
that, let you rifle around in there. You'll stay invisible. I mean, the most I can do
Yeah,
is just
that's good.
do a little thaumaturgy to get a shadow past that window going in the opposite direction. So it looks like she's left.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna just overcomplicate things, but so first off, I definitely cast Dispel Magic on the drawer in the room.
Well, you haven't gotten into the room yet.
I don't have to be. I just have to see it.
You haven't gotten through the window, have you?
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
the window's not open yet. All that's happened is you've dispelled it. The window's still closed.
But isn't it a clear window that I can look through?
It's fairly shaded. This is a high-ranking military official's office, so these are like heavily tinted windows. You get the sense like it's really easy to see out, but not so much to see in.
Darn.
Jamie.
These windows don't mean nothing. They know who's inside.
Sorry, Siobhan, you're on your own. Let me know if it gets hairy. I'll go in and punch things.
I can't hear her, I don't think.
I relay it.
Hold on, Siobhan. Let's do this first, and then we'll come get you.
I've got an idea. And I am going to, rather than drop down onto the caboose, I am going to drop down onto the end of the car that I'm currently on. And I want to do something to the door between the caboose and the storage car, whatever it is.
Okay, there's no roll to just drop down. I mean, you're athletic enough that you can just grab a hold of it and lower yourself down. So you're at the back of the cargo container, and there's a coupling between the two trains. But even again, if you wanted to step across on that, I wouldn't require really a roll at this point. You've showed yourself to be athletic enough, and with the number of high successes you've had, I'm not going to make it so you're just waiting for that natural one to happen. You've done very well to this point.
Aww.
I'm
There's
waiting, like,
plenty
dudes.
more that can go wrong. Don't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to look at the door to the, was it baggage part? Storage?
Yeah, it's just a cargo container. All sorts of stuff in here, baggage, stuff being shipped as well.
All right. And I want to look at the door and see if there's any way mechanically I can jam it from the outside, that if someone was trying to come that way, they could not.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm great at that. Yeah, I'm totally what I'm about. Oh, cripes. Okay, is that a... Yeah, sure is. You spoke it into existence somehow.
Hey, better for this than when you're going along the top of a train, am I right?
That's a 1.
I mean, it's a door. How complicated can it be? Sure. You feel like you could probably mess it up real good.
Yeah, I guess I don't do a lot of spend a lot of time smithing doors.
No.
Let Siobhan Smith.
Okay. I mean, it seems like I can't block it, though I will try to do something.
Oh, but a natural one for an investigation, it doesn't mean you can't do an action that might be successful. It just means the DM's not giving you any fucking information.
Okay. Thanks. What do I even have? I have no idea what to say to do, because apparently I can't even see what the door looks like. Does it
It's
open
certainly
in
a
or
door.
out?
So if you're curious what the door itself looks like, it's rectangular. It's not like double doors. There is a also rectangular window about head level, almost shoulder width, and there is a single large crossbar. You can tell like just looking at the door, you can tell you would grab this bar on either side. It looks like you would rotate it to then open it, and the door opens inwards. So you would just like give it a good push. The door opens inwards.
And the crossbars on the outside.
Correct. Yeah, you can't tell what the mechanism is to open it from the inside, but it's looks very industrial. Like this isn't a passenger car. They don't need to make it look pretty or welcoming. This is designed to be efficient.
Okay, I am going to take my smith tools, I guess.
Okay.
And I am going to try to jam the mechanism from the outside so that it theoretically can't be turned from the inside.
So yeah, give me a strength check, and you're proficient with smith tools, right?
Yeah.
Give me a strength check, add proficiency. Let's see how much you can mess this up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the time when the dice start betraying me. There's too many good rolls in a row. All right, let's see. 3 plus strength is 7 plus what the hell's proficiency? So that's a 10.
It's not a saving throw. It's strength check. So it'd be your strength mod's probably +4.
That's what I said.
You said +7. Oh, I see.
It can be 7.
Got it.
3 plus 4 is 7.
Got it. So grand total of 10.
Yep.
So I mean, 10's all right. You're just kind of banging away at this thing with your smith tools. You're getting there even with like a chisel, a bit, trying to do some real damage. It doesn't take long for you to realize this is pretty well built. This is sturdy, and you're going. I mean,
This is what I was trying to do.
what were you trying to do?
I wasn't trying to like
Bust it up. You were trying to just jam it all together.
yeah, like and maybe my smith tools were not the way to go. Maybe the thing to do was to take a freaking torch and like jam it in there in such a way that I was just trying to keep it from able to be turned.
Okay. So you jam something in there. Okay. Well, it might work. It might not. We'll find out if that comes into play.
Okay. And
Take a little note to myself.
I just realized I'm like fully in view of both windows, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Literally, I switched dies. Oh wait, no, this is one I used the last time. So I think this is retired.
Okay. You feel pretty good.
Ding. Perception, so that's a 6.
You feel pretty good about things.
Oh yeah, yeah, things are good. No problems.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm so stressed.
Anything else you want to do right here before we jump back to Reba and Garnet?
I'm gonna step over to the caboose.
Okay. And so you're just like stepping over, just like standing right in front of the door there.
No, side definitely.
Okay. So you step over and you just kind of get your back against it. The doorway to one side of you. You feel pretty confident that no one's going to see you standing here unless they were to look out through the cargo container. But you feel pretty secure right there. Reba and Garnet, the dispel magic successful on one of the 2 windows on this side. What do you guys want to do?
Well, first, just tug on the window to see if it will just open, because maybe it's just unlocked.
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna take a little effort for that.
What a beautiful dream, though.
I love.
Hey, You gotta check.
You know,
Gotta check, you're right.
honestly, you do, because there are so many times in this fucking game where people come up to an unlocked door. Like, all right, how are we going to handle this? Like, if you had just pushed on it, you'd have been fine. No, this
Well, you
seems
push on it,
fairly
that's a pull
securely
door.
input. Yeah, well, that happens when you have like my character with the intelligence of 8.
Gonna take a quick cursory look at the window to figure out how it's locked, make sure there isn't any mundane trap on it,
Sure.
and then probably try to thieves tools it open.
Give me a little investigation check.
15.
15. So looking at it, you very quickly, you don't think there's any sort of mundane trap on this. You think the arcane ward was the only thing protecting it. And as far as how you would get in, looking at it, it's something that you would have to pry outward. Just from a quick investigation going, this looks like it's designed where if somebody had to get out, they could kick it out from the inside. Sort of a safety feature kind of thing. It's fairly securely on there, but if you're gonna remove it, it's gonna come outwards. There are places you could pry in. So definitely you could make an attempt with thieves tools to try and pop this sucker open. It would not have to be a strength check. You just need to find where it connects and just pop those free.
Okay, I'll do that. So thieves tools check.
Yes, please.
Okay. If I fail, I'll add a side eye to it. 28.
That definitely that fails. No, 24.
What level are you?
If that failed, I think you'd all be like, "We're level 5."
I quit. I fucking quit.
So you take some of your thieves' tools and you just kind of slide in the crack there, and it doesn't take long. You find where it connects, and like an expert surgeon, you're just, and this pops off, and it doesn't take long before it falls to the ground, and you slightly hear the sound of it hitting the rocks as the train speeds by and away from it. It is now an open window.
I hop on in with the. I'm not going to do like a full on action perception check, but you know, if there's anything obvious, maybe I won't hop in. Like
yeah,
anyone obviously there.
yeah, just give me a quick gander because you're invisible here.
That's true.
You don't see anything in there, Dick. You see, looking into the room itself, it's fairly dark, but there's some dim light in here. You can see a very central desk in the room, a couple chairs. There's a coat rack on there as well. Nothing currently hanging on that. You only see the one desk. It looks very much like it's set up for single occupant use. You don't think there's anyone else besides probably Castian who has current access to use this room.
I'll think up to Reba. Okay, I'm in, and I'll kind of sit like in. I don't know how big the window is, but I'm imagining I can kind of sit in the window, like straddle it.
Oh, easily.
And
You're a gnome.
hand on the door, and I'm just gonna kind of hold a hand up as best I can to support her. So while she's like looking down to do her dispel magic.
Okay, so go ahead and give yourself an athletics check with advantage, Reba, while you're hanging over here, because there is a little bit of balance to be had by this as you're on a speeding train. But
Yeah, that checks out. Let me see. Athletics with advantage.
yeah, because Garnet's steadying you.
That's going to be a 17.
17? Yeah, you're fine. So you can peer in there and you can see well enough that you can see most of this room.
Great. I find the drawer that lit up with dispel magic earlier.
Okay. And yeah, you could
detect magic rather.
yeah, you can see where that part of the desk was lit up.
So I'm gonna point out that drawer to Garnet, show her which one it is, and cast dispel magic on it.
Alrighty. For your dispel magic, I need you to roll a d20. I need you to add your wisdom modifier.
I knew that was gonna. I
Oh
knew it was
no,
gonna
it's
be
a
more than third
strong
level.
spell.
Okay. What's my wisdom modifier?
And I guess it's a 4.
It's a +4. Yeah. Please. Yeah, I love these dice. I love these dice so much. Yeah, that's a 21.
21.
Oh, thank
So you reach out with your spell and you see this drawer begin to light up, and very quickly you watch as there's no sound along with it, but you can just see this sort of brief explosion of arcane light go outward, as you can tell your spell was stronger than whatever ward was on here, breaking it. So yeah, whatever level that was cast at is gone.
All right, you're all set. Get in there.
Okay. Go to Siobhan, and I will hop on in and
Are you sure you don't want
look
me
at
to
the door.
back up?
I'm invisible. It's fine.
All right. Just telepath me if you need help. And remember that invisibility, it's gonna last an hour, and if you attack anyone or cast a spell, and I don't think we're in danger of the second one, but just in case, don't. You'll be seeable. Okay. Bye. And I, get out the window and start going towards Siobhan.
As you are finishing saying this, and you're starting to pull your head up out of view, you hear a sound as there is this coalescing of light within this container, as the other side of a dimension door pops open. And you've seen an individual who's cast this before. You haven't encountered them since the
Oh no.
situation in the woods with those chain devils. As you see this dusk elf, Alaphorus, appear within the office. Reba, I want you to give me we're going to call it a dexterity saving throw to get your face out of view and not be seen.
Okay. Dexterity?
Yep.
Good. Dexterity.
Or, you know what? I'll let you make it a strength saving throw if you want to just try and push yourself upward, because you strong.
I am strong. I'm going to yeet myself out of there. 13?
13. So give yourself a good push up. You kind of half land on your butt on top of this, and
It's okay. I've got lots of padding.
you're not sure if you were seen or not, but you feel pretty decent about it. So Garnet, you're sitting there straddling this, completely invisible, as this dusk elf is now looking about.
Do dusk elves
In
have
the room.
foresight? Is that a thing?
You have no idea.
Oh, I don't have any idea. Well, I definitely don't go to follow Siobhan. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit, for just a hot second, out of sight.
And are you just going to observe for a bit there, Garnet?
How? I'm in the window.
Yes.
There's a desk with a drawer.
Yep.
And there's this guy that dimension doored in.
Yep.
Is he between me and the desk?
No, the desk is between the two of you.
And the drawer is facing me, I'm assuming.
Yes. So you are on, if you imagine yourself sitting at a desk looking outward, you would be on the left side of the desk. The drawer is on the right side of the desk. And just beyond that is the door to this container where near where the dusk elf just dimension doored in from. So you two are almost equidistant to this drawer.
Is there anything on the wall or anything, on the wall or the floor between me and the desk?
There is like a very nice chair. It looks very comfortable.
Okay. So I will.
And oh no, technology. So we
Tanya's
are
the DM.
dancing
Darn
around, and
Sorry.
looks like
Sorry.
Jamie's back.
Dang it. We had a split moment where Tanya could have said, and the Dusk Elf dimension doors away.
Missed the chance. The other thing, there is a small wastebasket on the side of the desk you're on. Looks like whoever used this desk, probably right-handed, as they're just chucking stuff. They could chuck stuff in there. There are a few wadded up pieces of paper in there.
So, yeah, Garnet's gonna try to come very slowly and quietly
Mhm.
down the wall
Okay.
onto the floor and like try to get under the desk, like
Okay.
near the drawer, but obviously as stealthy as possible.
You are invisible, but I am still gonna have you make me a stealth check for sound.
Oh, cool. As always, let me know if I fail it.
Of course.
Oh. That is 23.
23. Dang. You feel very confident. Like you have soft footfalls as it is, and you're being very cautious. You sneak around, sort of getting underneath the desk. And as you're moving, this individual, Alaphorus, they are moving throughout this cabin at the same time. You notice that they quickly glance, and they see that one of the windows is busted out, and you watch as their body just kind of tenses. Yeah. Fuck. Then they quickly go over to the desk. You see them extend a hand in the direction, and their hand lights up with magic, and you see sort of a very similar arcane energy to what just came off of Reba's hand, as dispel magic expels from their fingertips into the same desk drawer where Reba had just cast it. And you almost have this moment of being afraid it's pointed at you. Not to be. And they kind of give a curious look to it, and they slowly reach down, slide the drawer open, look in, and they reach in, grabbing this leather bound, sort of like it's like journal of sorts, and puts it in their cloak, and is now heading back towards the door.
I'm gonna go try to grapple him. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go try to just take the thing out of his hand or out of his jacket.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this a sleight of hand versus perception.
I like that.
Just to try to help her, would this be perception at disadvantage since she is invisible?
She's physically grabbing on the body, so I'm gonna say no.
Nah, I thought I'd try.
Like, even if I have a blindfold on, I can feel somebody groping at me.
So that was 17. Let me know if I need my D8.
You're gonna need a D8.
24.
24. This is gonna be a roll off.
Oh boy.
Straight D20 versus my D20.
Oh boy.
No modifiers.
19.
There's another roll off. I rolled a 19.
Can I use a help action?
Nope.
17.
12.
Ah,
Oh lord.
So you reach in, you grab a hold of this, and as you pull the tome, this leather-bound journal out of the cloak, shit, and is going to cast a spell. Oh, what are we going to do here?
said you couldn't tell.
She won the roll off for the sleight of hand of being able to take it. This was inside of the cloak, and this was something that he had in his hand. Is going to very much
Oh, sure.
notice. Doesn't know exactly that Garnet did it or where Garnet is, but
I do also have an action whenever there is time.
I don't think you can see this happening since she's invisible. But not to be
Who's that? You talking to me or talking to Casey?
Casey. I'm
Okay.
saying, like, she wants to help, and it's like, I don't think you know this is happening.
Well, I saw the guy come in. This is an action I want to do once the dimension door happened.
Okay. What's the action you want to do there, Rita?
Well, I wanted to cast thaumaturgy to make it sound like there are footsteps approaching the door, and maybe the sound of like a handle being turned.
Okay. So as you cast that, Garnet, you can see from inside this car, Olafaris looking towards the door, very concerned.
And I do like
Is-
telepathically tell Garnet like it's me. Don't worry. It's thaumaturgy.
I am going to. And this is only because we had such a close contested on that perception versus sleight of hand that I'm giving him a slight chance. Reaches into this pouch and throws out. You see this pinch of sand go into the air. He's going to attempt to cast a second level sleep spell. However, we need to see if it hits the area of the car you're in.
Oh my god.
So I want you to roll a d6 for me. You are 1-2. If it lands on 3-4 or 5-6, he's going to cast the spell in the wrong direction.
3.
3. So you watch as directly in the direction of the desk, he throws out this sand, this sleep spell going outward. Nothing happening. He's like, fuck. And you currently have this journal in your possession.
I'm up out the window and
Okay.
eating away.
You start scurrying out the window. He is going to run over to you, and you can see as this happens, he's running over to one of the doors, unlatches it, and as he goes off and out of view. We'll get back to you all in a moment. Kira and Mannix, mid dinner and conversation, much laughter.
What? Oh my god.
What's
I
that?
just love while all of that stress is happening. Meanwhile, we're just having a nice lunch.
Mhm.
And it's Castian's in the middle of telling a story about how Tyree had embarrassed him quite thoroughly when he was supposed to be wingmanning for him with these just amazing tiefling twins that Castian was smitten with, and just Castian owed Tyree money and he was a little late on paying him. And so this was the payback. And he's just in the middle of explaining how he crashed and burned. And mid-sentence, Castian just goes, sorry, I need to tend to something. Kira, I'll be back shortly. I'm sure Lord Soul, your company is exquisite as always. And Lady Dewlight, it has been an honor to meet you. My humble apologies for departing so quickly, but there's something I must attend to.
Is it urgent? Do you need a hand?
I should be fine. I'll let you know if I do need anything. Please enjoy the luxuries.
Everything is nice and safe here. I can dip away for a second and come with you.
Your duty is to Lord Soul. I hate to drag you away from it. If I need you, Kira, I promise I'll tell you. And he turns on his heel and at a very quick pace is headed out.
Then I am going to do something that I am not good at, and I'm going to try to stealthily follow him.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Great. This is fine. That's 13 on the die. D&D Beyond, tell me my skills.
So that's a 13 on the die?
So that is a 16 in total.
Natural 18. He notices you right away, and just without slowing.
Wait. I think
Okay.
this is more of a Mannix saying,
Yeah.
where do you think you're going? Get your ass back over here.
God damn it. God damn it.
And you find yourself kind of torn between the two for half a moment there, Kira, and it's actually the Lady Dewlight who will turn to Mannix. Why don't we let them tend to whatever they're going to get up to for a bit, and you and I can have a conversation about wine lists and the fools with too much money who throw things away at bottles they know nothing about.
Oh, can't say no to that then, can I? I don't know
And
much
she-
about wine, but I do like conversations that concern myself.
And she'll call over a sommelier to get you to a bottle of something. And as you're running to try and catch up with Castian a bit, who's very much clocked you, Kira, without
Mhm.
effort. You remind me of your father in the best and worst ways. Try to keep up and just stay out of the way. Stay safe, and hopefully it's nothing to worry about. And he's just full on trudging through, goes through the kitchen car, going through the standard passenger or dining car, and just. And you see, like most people, when they see this very, people recognize military dress, and so when they see just the shape of Castian, he's just quite imposing as he is, and he's just very much going forward. And you watch as boom, boom, these two like shadow forms of himself split off behind him, and now there are two other Castians flanking him as he struts forward, and you watch as simultaneously all three of them, it's like this great sword appears right on his back, and same as the others.
Oh,
As
no.
soon as he bamps out his shadows, his shades, whatever they are, because Kira does not know. I'm going to reach up and pat him on the center of his back with a protection from good and evil spell.
Nice. And he just kind of gives you a even not missing a stride, he gives you a very warm smile just to sort of say thank you.
Yep.
And he's heading forward
because I'm on his team, definitely.
As that's going on. So Garnet, you have this what you assume to be the dossier or ledger or whatever it is in your hands. You've gotten it away from Alaphorus. You and Reba both definitely recognized who that was, and you were both on top of the office car.
First thing I do is think at Siobhan and Pohaku. That desk elf is here, and specifically to Pohaku, he went out the door, might be headed your direction. And then think at Reba, which way first?
You just hear back from Pohaku real quickly. Oh, I hated that guy.
You just hear cursing from Siobhan.
All right, Garnet, you got to get out of here. I think you got to head as far away from him as possible. Get the most out of that invisibility. Are we still able to replace the dossier? He opened the door. They'll be here. Get out of here. Go the opposite direction. I'll go get Siobhan some backup.
He tried to steal it. It's his fault. It's gone, not
It's
ours.
his fault. It's gone. It's not us. It's
Right.
him. Yeah.
We're seeding it.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Maybe. All right. Yeah. Either way, you should get opposite direction.
Towards the first class? Or towards the caboose?
Towards wherever you can go to drop invisibility and not be suspicious and have some sort of alibi.
She's gonna go towards the kitchen.
And as you begin your first steps in that direction, you notice this, Garnet, and you notice this as well, Reba, because it's impossible not to. As appearing on top of one of the cars, this mist coalescing, you see the Dusk Elf standing atop. You are on top of the office car, and this one appears on top of the containment prison car. So, Garnet, you're already planning to go in the opposite direction, and he looks right at you, Reba. So
Shit.
you're the one who took it.
I cast blindness, deafness.
Okay. I love it. We're gonna resolve that. They're about to roll some initiative here. What's the save on that?
Constitution 15.
Constitution?
Yep.
He's pretty good at Constitution saves.
No. I was hoping he wouldn't be because it seems like he's good at everything else.
That is a natural 2. Lapras is going to use legendary resistance.
Oh, what the
to
heck?
Legendary resistances.
She does. And you watch she shake spell off. You're going to regret that. And let's roll a little initiative. And this is going to be interesting. I should probably also roll for Castian on this.
Oh my god.
Would I be rolling, or am I too far back to make a difference in this fight?
Everyone's going to roll initiative, so to find out
Okay.
what's happening as we do things.
As we're rushing through the cars, I assume that you will see us.
Oh, yes, is about to. So let's see here.
You said the cars are like 60 to 80 feet long each, so it's going to
Yeah.
take a while.
Yep.
Well, we're probably going to play a little fast and loose with some stuff too, because we're not in full combat. But let's start with 25 to 20.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's interesting. 20 to 15?
19.
19.
18.
And for Garnet,
What Garnet get?
15.
15? Okay.
Reba also got 15. Garnet's
Okay.
dex is better.
Yep. Yes. And let's see here. Take a different ink so I know which ones I control. All right. Pohaku and Manix, what did you guys get?
Alaku was 19.
Oh, 19. Oh, I have you on there. I'm sorry. Siobhan and Manix.
I got
10.
6. Oh. And he doesn't know anything's wrong, so he's
Nope.
just
Nope.
rolling to flirt.
Again, Mannix is just having a nice lunch.
Flirting is how I roll.
Mannix is having an amazing time. What I love is just inadvertently some of the heist tropes we're hitting right now. Is Mannix just the one character who has no idea that shit's gone off the rails and just hanging out, having a fancy meal, sipping some wine, brushing elbows with a socialite as everything just burns in the background. But with all of that, at the top of the initiative order, we have the Dusk Elf.
Great.
Yeah, he's got a real high initiative there. He is going to first thing he's going to do as a bonus action is activate Blade Song as he begins whipping.
She's stealing my shtick.
Oh yeah,
Gimmick infringement.
oh yeah.
Oh no.
This is going to be great, and is going to very quickly bound over to where you are, Reba, and is going to make 2 attacks at you.
I knew I hated them.
Yeah. So let's see here. First one to hit Reba, that is going to be a 19 to hit, and then second one is 25 to hit.
Well, I don't have my shield. So, my armor class is 14.
Alrighty. So from these 2 attacks, you are going to take a total of 24 points of piercing damage from this rapier that's whipping about, and that will conclude his turn for now. That's going to bring it to Pohaku. Kira, you're on deck. So, Pohaku, is there anything you want to do from the information you've gleaned so far?
Yeah, I mean, Garnet already told me that he's back there, so I'd be making my way to the back.
Mhm.
I don't know specifically that combat has broken out, so as much as I want to, I don't think I'm dashing at this point. So that's all I'm doing is just going backwards.
Alrighty, so Pohaku's kind of heading in that direction. Kira, I'm assuming for your turn, since you wouldn't know much else, you're probably just keeping pace along with Castian.
So like if he's gonna double dash, then I will double dash. If not, I'll use an action to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. Go ahead and give yourself Mage Armor. He's not going to double dash this round, so that's not happening yet.
Castian isn't in view for me, is he? He's not already in my car, is he?
No, he's not quite to your car. Even though this is kind of more ground than one would actually cover in a round, we're going to have you guys cover more ground than usual, just to not have walking take up forever of initiative order. So yeah, because you are, I believe, in the sleeper car there, Paku, back near where the scrum happened, where Swiftquill was doing the distraction of having the fist fight with Trevor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I've kind of lost track of how much time has gone by. I think I was there at one point.
Okay, so yeah,
So,
you moved back up. We're gonna say you're in the last of the 3 passenger cars then, because that would make more sense to not be
It's kind of where I figured I was.
right by the fight.
Okay.
So they're about you're going to see them very shortly. They're about a car away from you, and you can hear a little bit of just kind of murmurings about, as it's very noticeable that there is this individual with 2 shadow forms of himself striding through the cabin there. That would bring it to, so Castian takes his turn after Kira. So Garnet, you see this going down where the Dusk Elf has run over and just begun to bring violence to the face of Reba. So Garnet, you are up. Reba's on deck. Now Garnet, you are completely invisible right now.
So, DM question.
Yes.
Reba doesn't have her shield. Is there any other equipment that we should assume we don't have, like everything at this point, or like how strict here?
As far as like your weaponry would be on you, the only reason Reba didn't have her shield is while posing as a member of the staff, having a shield on her arm at all times would kind of stand
my
out.
Special purpose whip.
You would have that. Like that's like you're a thief. The idea that you would have somewhere where you could hide that, I think no problem. You've probably got it like wrapped up around you as a belt, and so you probably know some sort of knot that's a real quick release. I wouldn't even call that a bonus action. That's a free interact with an object if you wanted to get your whip.
Reba telepathically, because I don't know what you're thinking, but as soon as fighting starts happening, Reba telepathically tells Garnet, get the fuck out of here. If you attack, you won't be invisible. You need to be as far away from him. We've got to escape. Go. Now go.
I hear you. Ohaku, we're fighting on the roof. Siobhan, we're fighting on the roof. And she's not going to leave just yet. But she is going to kind of go down the side and get her closer to where Siobhan was.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully she's not so far away that I couldn't get to her, but
yes.
2 cards.
no, it was like 2 cards.
Yeah, so you'd be able to like using your roguey goodness, you could skitter all along the office car. Siobhan is at the back. She's at the front of the caboose / front of the cargo car. For the sake of this, we're going to call that sort of the same thing. So you'd be on the containment prison car. So you'd be on the containment prison. She's on the cargo. Those are 2 cars adjacent to each other. So you and Siobhan aren't terribly far from each other after that. So
Is she in
Reba,
whip distance away from me?
what's the range on a whip? 10 feet? Yeah, so she wouldn't be in whip distance
Not quite
yet.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, that's everything.
Reba, what do you want to do? Siobhan, you're on deck.
Okay. Reba would like to. Reba is going to use. Reba's going to use a bonus action.
Okay.
To cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. So the canine paw appears,
Yeah.
claws at the ready,
Yeah.
and it can attack right away.
Yeah, I can. I'm going to do that right now.
Makes sense to me.
Hopefully it does. Cool. 24 to hit.
24 will hit. Go and give me damage.
Good. So that's 1d8 plus 4.
Okay.
Nice. 12.
12. Max damage on that. Very cool.
Yeah.
So the paw
Then-
reaches out, making contact with the torso of Alaphorus. Winces in pain from this.
Then Reba's going to do something stupid.
Yes.
Reba's going to... So because we are pretty much on top of Castian's car,
Yep.
this means we are just about on the soldier car.
Yeah, that car is right behind you.
Yeah. So Reba's gonna drop down because in order to pass from car to car, you go outside. There's that little connecting thing, right?
Yep.
Reba's gonna drop down to the connecting thing.
Okay, Alaphorus will get an opportunity attack on you.
Okay. Let me see how I want to do this.
Okay.
You said every car is about 60 feet or so?
Ballpark, yeah.
Ballpark? Okay. I need to be on the other side of the soldier car, so I'm not going to drop down quite yet. I'm going to start
Okay.
running to the other side end of the soldier car.
So she would have to leap from the office car onto the soldier car.
Yeah.
Okay, so opportunity attack incoming.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that will definitely hit. So go ahead and take yourself 14 points of piercing damage,
That's fine.
and then make an athletics check to leap onto the soldier car.
Okay. Nope, almost fell. Sorry. Athletics. That's going to be 12.
12. You leap over, and it's not a very clean landing. You eat shit as you just full face first of the top of it, but you landed okay. If you want
Oh.
to use the rest, you can use your rest of the movement, keep going. And if you want to use your action to dash, you can keep running to try and get to the other end of the car. Because you've used only a bonus action. You haven't used your action yet.
Yeah, no, you're correct. If I use my action to dash, can
Uh-huh.
I also drop down to the connecting passageway? Do I get all that way? Because I have 30 feet of movement. Can I make it all the way to that other bridge?
You mean on the opposite end of the military car where it leads back to the supplies and all that?
Yes.
You wouldn't get quite that far.
Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Which means that I wouldn't be able to get that far next turn unless I use a dash action, right?
Next turn, just with your movement, you could.
But I wouldn't be able to drop down. If I
You would.
just used movement, if I did not use dash this time,
Mhm.
and I did not use dash next time.
No. You have to use dash one of the 2 times if
Yeah.
you want to get there next turn.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run. I'm not using my dash yet.
Okay.
I am going to use probably cure wounds on myself.
Okay.
Yes. That. Yeah. I'm gonna do. Oh boy. Oh, how do I get there without dying? Oh, he's gonna kill me. There's no way he's not gonna kill me. There's absolutely no way he's not gonna kill me. I'm gonna cast a second level cure wounds. I'm gonna use my last second level spot because I'm
Okay.
fucked. Otherwise.
Okay.
Because he's gonna kill me. That's second level 2d8 plus 4. Ah! I really need I need a dice tray. Give me a second. Okay, 6.
Unfortunately, a cat is not a good substitute for a dice tray.
8. Do I add the plus 4 twice or just once?
Just the once.
Well, that's not great. 12 healing
12.
points.
So you take 12 points of healing. That's more than nothing. So
yeah,
you
but it's not enough to keep him from killing me.
we'll find out. So the paw appears slamming into Olafris, and you take off running. A swipe with the blade connecting with you. You run and leap over, and as you continue running, at the end of your turn, Olafris is going to spend 2 legendary actions to fire a ray of frost
Kill
at
me.
you.
Yeah.
That might not hit actually. I rolled piss poor. Does a 12 hit?
No.
So this ray of frost flies outward, and as you see it coming in as you're healing, and you're able to just duck down, it zipping over your head. Fuck. That is the end of your turn. That brings it to Siobhan. So you've heard this information that fighting is happening. You can hear even over the loud clicking of the train. You can hear the sounds of battle. You can see the flashes of magic happening. You know where it's going down.
Okay, well, first of all, I would just like everyone to say hello to my emotional support teddy bear, Audrey, who's doing excellent work right now. All right. So I've gotten okay. So I know what's going on. Again, as a free action, I curse and try to quickly hoist myself back up on the roof and start heading that way. Like I'm what 3 cars away from where this is happening.
2. You are getting on top of the cargo car. It's happening on top of the office car.
Okay. So I don't know how close I can even get.
Give me an athletics check to get up on top of this cargo container.
The Tribune is not betraying me right now. Okay, that's a good one. That's 24.
24. So you
That
were
is a
at
good
the
one.
caboose and you run for it. And there's a slight little railing on this little black backstanding area. You leap up, push this one boot on that, leap upward, grab a hold of the edge of the cargo car, and just pull yourself up in one fluid motion. And you hit the ground running. So what's your movement speed?
40 feet. 40.
Damn. So you're again, Isaac, because we're paying a little fast and loose with distance here, and with that 24 athletics, I'm going to say you can get almost all the way to the end of the cargo car. So there's just the containment prison one between you and the office car, and you can see ahead of you where this dusk elf is standing on top of the office car, and a very wounded Reba just beyond on top of the military car.
All right. So, sorry, that was a lot.
Yes,
There's still a car between us.
there is a full car between you and the dusk elf.
All right. So if I double dashed, could I get to him? But I couldn't attack.
You would get almost to him. You would get all the way to the end of the next car, we'll say, if you were to double dash.
Okay. I would like to rage.
Okay.
and
Fucking wood.
I'm too far to use my mental link, so I'm gonna yell. I'm just gonna yell out like, "Face me, you poncy fuck!" And that was kind of Scottish. Sorry. I'm gonna throw a fucking javelin at him.
Ooh, nice. Make an attack roll. This will be at disadvantage
Yeah,
because
since
it's
far
more than
away.
60 feet, but no more than 30 feet.
Yup. That's gonna be a that's gonna be it's 10.
10. So your javelin goes whistling through the air, and you watch as it reaches out and catches it in midair and tosses it down behind him, and he just looks at you. Oh, you care about this one? Pointing over at Reba. Can you get to me in time? And you are raging. That is.
Sure
Alrighty. That is Siobhan's turn. Mannix, how's lunch going?
Oh, let me tell you about lunch.
He should have gone before me. He
The
had a higher roll.
charcuterie board. The charcuterie board was off the hook. They had a wonderful Shiraz that we enjoyed with some capicola and some of the finest lizard folk made meats this side of marvelous. Just chef's kiss.
Amazing. Amazing. That will bring it back to the top of the round. That is going to bring it back to the Dusk Elf. So, first thing that's going to happen is
Goodbye.
yeah, he's coming at you, Reba. We're gonna.
But what if he just dimension doored away instead?
That's a really shitty roll right there. That's gonna.
No.
So you watch as he runs over, goes to leap onto the next car, and it says the train's starting to take a bit of a corner, and as he boot slips a bit, kind of lands chest first on it, catches, and he uses his action to pull himself up all the way. Movement and action are used. He's then going to action surge. I'm going to burn my action surge here, and
To kill me.
as a bonus action, he's going to use Fighting Spirit. It'll give him temporary hit points, and he has advantage on these two attacks, Reba.
Oh
2.
my god.
Yep,
I have to
Uh,
wait, so
that's a natural 20.
no.
You. I can't cast Spare the Dying on myself if I'm dying.
So let's see here. Reba, you are going to take
Sounds
from the first
like-
hit, take
like a
14
bug.
points of piercing damage.
Great. You know what that leaves me at?
Wow.
Huh.
Guess?
How many?
3.
Oh no.
Well, you're not going to have that many for much longer because that was a 26 to hit.
That'll do it.
And you'll take an additional 7 points of piercing damage as you.
Wait.
What?
I'm a half orc. And
Sure
I've
are.
got this before, but I'm not gonna fucking forget it this time. I have 1 point of HP. You bitch.
So you like he ran slam chest first into this as he lost footing, but pulls himself up, shaking his head, action surging, comes over, drags the rapier up your chest and spins it back around. This is where you fall. Jams it through your abdomen, and Reba, you howl out in pain, and then you just feel your muscles tense up, and you reach down, grab a hold of the lower part of the blade, and pull it straight back out of the wound, staring him in the eyes the entire time. You may fall, but not at this moment.
Relentless endurance. This is the first time I've gotten to use it, I think.
This is why the half orc is my favorite race
I
in all of
totally forgot
D&D.
during the
I
tournament.
love that ability.
Having a stroke.
Oh, thank Christ.
Jamie can attest from when I played my half orc barbarian. There were many times that is all that kept me going. I love that. Okay, we'll see how some of this shakes out, but whew, what a moment. Pahaku, you are up and you know shit's going down.
Well, I know shit's going down. Bonus action blade song, because that's going to add 10 feet to my movement.
Love it.
So with 40 feet of movement now, what am I able to do in terms of getting like visibility to the roof, or can I get onto the roof? What can I do?
So 40 feet of movement, you'd be able to get out of the passenger car into the sleeper car, and I'm going to allow it where you can make either an athletics or acrobatics check to go clambering up out that window that's open onto the roof.
Well, with blade song, I got advantage on acrobatics, so I will do that. Neither of those was particularly great, but I got a decent bonus. That is math, 14.
14, good enough. As you clamber up, it's not the prettiest of climbing up there that we've seen, but it's a good enough to get you there. So you are on top of the sleeper car here. There's one full car in between where you can see this dusk elf locked in combat with a very battered and bloody Reba. But they are, we're going to say, probably about 100, 120 feet away from you with this entire car in between.
So
No, I lied. I'm sorry. Because you got on top of the military car, Reba. They are in the next car over. So that may make a big difference. They're about 60 feet away.
about 60 feet away. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. It's double checking ranges on things. Okay, good to know. And I do have visibility on both of them.
Correct.
Okay. I am going to. Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Nope, because that's concentration, and I am not dropping that for Garnet. So we'll keep it simple here. I am going to cast the Sapping Vines. This is my version of Chill Touch. It's got a range of 120 anyway.
Sure.
Aiming for the back of his head.
All right.
And
Roll.
natural 17, that is a 22 to hit.
22 will actually hit.
All right.
Oh,
He
I hate how you said that.
takes
Yeah.
almost max. That is 15 points of necrotic damage, and he cannot regain hit points.
Very nice.
And as the vines kind of surge forward and embed into him, I call out to him, "Oh, now it makes sense. I tried casting Detect Thoughts, but it was an empty head." So just calling back to him, "You remember what happened last time. Leave her alone. Come on."
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, not great at those. Yeah, that's a natural one.
We really gotta work on your mic work, bud. How can you be the champ if you can't talk in the ring?
So as you say that, like you had not too long ago gotten some snacks that were being kind of delivered, the complimentary ones through the passenger car, and so kind of as you're saying it, just like a couple peanuts just sort of fall out of your mouth. You were mid bite when you came running out here. You kind of say it with a mouthful of food. You're intelligible, but it can't help.
You remember what happened last bring it.
You are unquestionably up there, Kira, and I assume you're just going to do kind of whatever Castian does for right now.
Yep, we be running.
Cool. So you guys are going to full
I am
on.
also sending
please.
Pueo
Okay.
up. Just he's just going to do a flyby and take the help action for whoever needs it first.
Okay. And yeah, since he can do flyby, he can't be attacked while he does that, which is Pueo, adorable. So with some double dash action, I'm going to say, Kira, you and Castian have gotten all the way, like they completely, you watch Castian completely ignores the scrum that is still going on between Swift Quill and whoever this random couple was in the
Trevor.
sleeper car that he just decided to use as the distraction. And he comes to the military car, pulling the door open, oblivious to the scrum that's happening right above him at the moment, because since he was inside the cars, and he just looks to everyone in there. We have a problem, and we're going to take care of it now. We'll get to what that means if this goes another full round. So after that, we are at
One small
Yeah.
piece of addition, if I may, at the end of my turn as well.
Yeah.
Can I message to Garnet in my mind?
Absolutely.
I just want to ask, where are you?
Cool. And you're about to get an answer because it is Garnet's turn, then Reba's on deck, and Siobhan after that.
I am at the storage car close to the caboose, or I'm at the prisoner car close to the storage car.
You are at the prisoner car close to the storage car.
Okay. Can I?
I lied. No, sorry, I forgot. You have more movement. You have gotten all the way to the storage car, and Siobhan is like almost right up to you.
Okay. She got there too. So I'll just think to Siobhan. Hope there's no one in the storage car, and I'm gonna go try to get in there. And then think back to Oahu, my location.
Okay.
But yeah.
So yeah, no problem scurrying down, finding a window that you can just kind of pop open, and you can scurry right on into the storage car. Give me just a quick investigation check. Look around, either perception or investigation, whichever you want. Your pick.
Natural 20 would be a 21 investigation.
You are the only one in here, and you are quite sure of that, unless there's somebody hidden in a crate or something. Outside of that, there is nobody else in here. And with that natural 20 on the investigation, you can kind of see the spot in here where Alaphorus had sort of been set up, and where you can sort of see like a used mess kit, where it looked like somebody had a snack there. So you're pretty sure that's where he was operating out of.
Oh, interesting. Okay. She will find a corner or a crate to hide in case he comes back, and is going to open up the dossier and see what she got.
All right, cool. We'll get back to what you're able to find through there. At the end of your turn, Alaphorus is going to use a legendary action to take a swing at Reba.
Okay.
It's a natural one.
Sweet. Good.
So as you're still holding onto the blade of this rapier, and he's trying to wrestle it away from you, and is finally able to get it free, but isn't able to make an attack. That brings it to your turn, Reba. Siobhan, you're on deck.
So he caught up with me. If I dash again, he's gonna get another opportunity attack.
Unless you want to use your action to disengage.
But then I can't dash.
Correct. You could use your movement, but you wouldn't be able to dash.
And my movement won't get me down to where Castian is.
Let's see here.
Where the soldier car is, because that's where Castian is where I'm aiming.
You are on top of the soldier car right now.
Yeah, and he's in the walkway between them.
Right. So if your movement would get you there.
It would?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And I run to the end of the car.
And you're able to just get to the end of it, and looking down, you can see beneath you, you see Kira, you see Castian Aloro, and you see these two shadow forms of Castian flanking either side of him.
Great.
Hello.
And I say, Sir Castians, I'm badly injured. Please, I'm being chased by a dusk elf that crawled out of the window of your car. I was out here having a smoke break. I tried to stop them. Help!
Make a deception check.
I drank that potion of advantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
This might be where I use that. Can I decide to use advantage after, or does it have to be before?
You got to decide before.
Oh,
So it's up to you.
I think I'm going to use that advantage.
Okay. I'm rolling
Oh,
insight
thank
against your
goodness I did.
deception.
Well, damn it. I got a 5 and a 6, so 10.
10 total. Let me see what Castian's insight is.
If anyone wants to help. Help me. Didn't you say that I was Pueo was going to give the help action to whoever needed it first?
Help's a different thing.
It was when he was helping outside on Alaphorus, not on.
Ah,
he-
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
However, you said you got a 10.
I got a 10.
I got a total of 9 for insight.
Ah!
So you watch as you say this. You see Castian's eyes narrow.
If I had
And
used that
He has this like brief glance to each of his shadow forms. He goes, "We're coming."
Oh Jesus, fucking.
So, after your turn, Alaphorus is going to spend a second legendary action to throw a dagger at you, and I think that's going to hit with a. Helps. I'm looking at his right weapons. Yeah, that's a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits. Before it hits, can I damage him with my spirit weapon thing?
He would have been too far away from it because your spirit weapon can only move 20 feet at a time, and he moved
30.
much more than that. So as you get these words out to Castian, and then boom, this dagger hits you in the back, and you slump unconscious on the top of this sleeper car.
Fair enough.
Siobhan, you witness this. You're up.
Oh wait, actually, real quick.
Jace?
Sorry. I used my movement and my action. I didn't use a bonus action.
Correct. Did you want to have a bonus action before the end
I'm
of your
trying
turn?
to figure out if I have any healing bonus actions.
Don't worry about it.
Only one would be healing word if you have it.
If you got healing word, that'd be the only one, but I think you only have cure wounds.
Casey, don't stress about it. I got you.
Okay, I did not, in fact, prepare healing word. So yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm down, but happily so, because I got allies.
Oh yes.
Okay, we're all good. It's all good. Move on. Thank you for that.
Siobhan, it is your turn.
okay. How far?
Let's see here.
And
He's
Garnet is
gotten-
invisible.
So he's too far for you to close on and also do melee. If you wanted to just use your action to fully dash with an athletics check, you could be close enough that you would be able to close and melee your next turn. You would drop rage unless you're attacked before your next turn, however.
I know.
Okay.
So I guess I'm doing the same thing I did last time, and I'm going to run as much as I can and heave another javelin at him.
All right. Since you're raging, give me another athletics check. That'll be, with advantage.
Oh!
Nat 20. So just running along, you actually full on use just your full momentum as you're coming forward, leaping from one car to the next, landing, going to a full roll, and you're able to whip this javelin off. I'm going to say because the natural 20 of that, you'll close enough distance that you get where it won't be at disadvantage when you throw it. So you can make an attack roll for the javelin.
Can I recklessly throw a javelin, or is that just
You cannot.
melee?
Reckless has to be melee.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know if you can read that.
That looks like you rolled a nat 1.
It sure does. And this is the same one that I rolled the nat 20 on.
Um,
Decided
you have
apparently.
advantage on it though because of Pueo.
Yes, you do.
That's true.
Huzzah. Oh
I
my
was
God.
expecting
Okay.
that it would be Reba, but hey, you got it this time, so yeah, go for it.
Okay, so that's 26 to hit.
Give me damage.
It's not gonna be that much. Oh hell yeah. Okay. So I rolled a 6 plus 2, and then the rage is another plus 2.
It should be +4 because it's your strength mod. Because you're throwing it. Like, it's
You're
a
right. So it's okay. So I rolled 10, and then I can't remember how much the Rajay does.
so 12 total.
12.
Nice. So you come up out of this roll, Pueo distracting this dusk elf, and you hurl this javelin. It catches him square in the shoulder. Oh, I'm not liking this. And yeah, that was quite a nice little chunk of damage there. Nicely done, Siobhan.
Thank you. Please keep in mind that if he tries to attack anyone other than me, he has disadvantage.
So you watch as the javelin you had thrown, some of the spectral energy from your tattoos swirls around it. As it hits, you can see as it sort of spreads over his body, slowing him down a bit. That being not ideal for him. Mannix, what's the next course?
They're very fast courses.
I mean, it'll take you guys a while to get back there.
What kind of cheese you having, man? You're muted.
You getting a good brie, good camembert?
Well, you know, we had a charcuterie board, right? We did a nice Shiraz with that. Now we're moving on to salad, a light shaved cucumber salad with a sheep's milk yogurt vinaigrette, and then a wonderful dry Riesling from the southern port regions.
You know, I actually enjoy thinking of this as 6-second courses because that just makes it so much better.
Just all that work for like one bite of a course.
Yeah, it's very, very fancy amuse
Yep.
bouche. It's like a mousse after a mousse after a mousse. It's how they give you a 40-course meal.
You gotta eat it real fast. They're gonna take it away as quickly as it can.
Definitely amusing.
Very nice.
They
serve
set it down,
reaction, they take away
then
with
they
their
blink.
reaction.
and then they pick it up.
Seeing Siobhan bounding towards him, having noticed Reba giving information to someone below, this dusk elf is no dummy. So as it comes to Olafris's turn, you watch. We're not finished, and will start running in your direction. Siobhan drops down between the two cars, and you can just see him as he's there, and he just smiles at you, and you watch as dimension door.
Yeah, you knew what I was going for as soon as you started running between those. As soon as you dropped between those train cars.
He's encountered you before. He knows what you can do.
Oh, I was ready for that.
Oh,
Try it, please.
you're ready for the counter spell, were you?
I was so ready for that.
I bet you were.
Ah,
Not today. Not today.
In the wrong place, or
I deliberately
sight.
went. Yeah, I got make sure that I was both out of 60 feet and that I broke line of sight.
Yep.
Yeah, because you have to be within a certain range and you have to have line of sight for a counter spell.
Yep.
And while Olafris knows Pahaku is some kind of spellcaster, doesn't know all the capabilities. So just wanted to make sure that maybe you weren't a sorcerer that could do like an extended spell on that and double the range. So, very much wanted to break line of sight before he did anything. And very quickly, you all of you, those of you who are on the roof, sees that Castian effortlessly pulls himself up there, sees Reba, and he calls down into the military car, "Get a medic up here now!" And
I will jump up and cast aid.
nice.
So Reba, you've got 5 hit points, as well as your hit point max goes up by those 5 for the next 8 hours.
Thank you.
I also give an extra 5 to myself and Castian because I can.
Cool.
There's nothing I'd be able to do about it. I don't have the range for this, but after he bamfs out and Pohaku just screams out in frustration, but I'm going to take a look around. Do I see him 400 feet away somewhere?
Give me a investigation or perception check, either or, as you're just kind of scanning the horizon beyond and behind the train.
Yeah, no, that's not great. That's a 4.
Yeah.
He didn't come after us, did he?
What was
no,
that?
No, he did not come to that car. Not quite sure where he went. But Reba, you've come around to consciousness, and Castian's looking about at some of you, recognizing some of you as you're on the roof. He goes, "What in the devil brought all of you back here?" And never mind.
Wait a minute. I'm the only one he can see, and I am disguised.
Well, he can see Reba, and he can see
I'm also
Pohaku.
disguised. He already met me and he was fooled.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Never mind.
Yep.
So he sees Pohaku, and
Pohaku is still
because otherwise he
that?
could have counterspelled.
no. This is Castian who's up there.
Castian.
Yeah, but
The Dusk Elf is the one who dimension
Yeah.
went away.
but also the Dusk Elf was. I mean, the Dusk Elf was right there with me. Wouldn't he have been in about the same? If the Dusk Elf was out of sight, wouldn't Castian also be out of sight with Pohaku?
Castian has climbed up onto the roof at this point.
Yeah, it would have
We're-
been
we're out-
it would have
we're
been
out of
our
initiative order.
turns next in combat anyway.
Yeah,
but
the Dusk Elf got out of there
was
before
on the
Castian
roof
got
when
there.
he dimension doored. I thought.
No,
Oh,
the
never
Dusk
mind.
Elf ran away, dropped down to the opposite side to make sure Pohaku couldn't see him,
Never mind.
and
Gotcha.
then he dimension doored away
Okay.
because
Yeah.
he
So who-
gamers
so
play
who's up-
game.
So who is up on the roof with me? There is Castian, myself, and who?
Me.
And Siobhan.
Yep, and a
I
disguised
would be
Reba.
up there as well
Yep.
to have
Okay.
healed Reba.
So Pohaku is going to, he just turns and looks over at Castian. He's going to literally sit down on the roof with his feet flat on the floor. I'm just a passenger here.
I mean, you're not lying, so you don't have to make a deception check. Okay.
I just thought I'd get some air. Just kind of looks to his compatriots if they want to explain any further, but that is the extent of what he's going to say.
Yeah, he's looking at Reba. That's true. You did pass the deception, and he does recognize you as the worker. Are you going to be okay? Why don't you let us help you down? Let's get you off this fucking roof.
Yeah, that would be good. Reba starts to like shake.
Would I have recognized that it was the Dusk Elf? Because I only heard his voice.
Just give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Ooh, today I'm smorty smort. That's a 19 plus. That's a dirty 20.
There's 20. You clock it. You recognize the voice. Reba, in addition, go ahead and give yourself 19 points of healing as Castian instructs one of the medics to tend to you, and they cast a second level cure wounds, which I rolled max on, and
Insulting?
you will gain 19 points of healing.
Instead? Thank you, sir. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I saw him climb out, and I tried to approach. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm just glad you're okay. I would have hate for something like this to happen with us so close nearby. And he looks to a lot of the soldiers within the car, and you watch as his entire demeanor changes again. And the two shadow forms of him, they both bamp out. It's like, what the fuck are you good for if you're not paying enough attention for something goes on in an office within a few fucking feet of you? A staff member of this train could have lost their life because somebody was rooting around in there. So many of you do not take the responsibility of what this position means. We are not the sword of the Empire. We are their shield, which means we shield everyone within the Empire, be they citizen or no. You're to respect your title. You're to respect your position. It's not up to us what the laws decide, but it's up to us how we uphold them, and we must uphold them with honor and self-fucking respect. Yes, Jamie?
Is there any way that while he's monologuing, I can go in the other direction?
Absolutely. Like he's gone back down below. He didn't really bother to check which direction you went.
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna. I guess I would go the other way. So into the storage where I saw. Actually, I didn't see where I heard that Garnet was going.
So yeah, you kind of sneak away in that direction. Just go ahead and give me a stealth check there, Siobhan. I just want to see if anyone notices you. DC on this is actually be pretty low.
I don't suppose I can rage stealth.
No, that would be disadvantage, I would think. That would be disadvantage, I would think.
I already get disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
I rolled well, so that's 14.
Okay.
Rolled well for me.
So yeah, you head off in the opposite direction, sort of back towards where Garnet is in the cargo container, and a lot of these soldiers are kind of standing too, and there's some initial excuses and stuff starting to be made, and Castian silences each one of them just with a single gaze. And you've seen this side of him, Kira. You know how he's risen through the ranks and why he's respected. And
I've seen and been on the receiving end of this side of him.
and he
Pohaku is going to during that speech of his, like he will wait until he's done, but when he sees an opportunity to do so, he will politely walk up to him. That was a moving speech, and he's just going to hand him one of the 5. I don't remember where I got this from, but one of the 5 broken dragon teeth. And he's just going to hand him one of the teeth.
I'm going to see if he instantly knows what that is. Hot damn, he does. Apparently,
Hands, real bisque.
hot damn, dragon teeth. Apparently, actually, that would make a lot of sense that Castian would know a lot about dragons, considering a certain thing in this world. So, yeah. Thank you. It's quite the compliment. And he'll put it into the pocket of his jacket here, and he glances over at you, Kira, and then back at the rest of them. This one, who has only just begun to rise in our ranks, stepped away from comfort and opulence to follow me on this, to check to make sure everything was okay. He's up in first fucking class, deciding he's going to come back here and check on things that aren't even directly his business. You could all learn something from him.
And I'll just
I love Phoenix in the chat. You can say he abandoned his charge. You could.
Or you could say that, but I'm not going to be all. Well, we wouldn't.
Well,
That's why I was in
I ain't gonna
chat
say
and not
thank
out loud.
you could, but this is, this is practically a family member. So maybe he's being a little kinder to Kira than he warrants for the situation. And
I'm sure
Cassian,
Mannix sees it differently.
probably. Go ahead,
and
Kira.
I will at that, sir. If you remember my report of the deserter with the chain devils,
Yes.
that sounded like him.
Fuck. I hate that he got away then. Well, it's good to know that he'll probably pop his nose into our business again. We need to make sure we get a hold of him next time. You've dealt with him before. I wonder if he was after me, you, all, or both.
Well, it'll take a thorough investigation of. I mean, you were up on top. If I may, and I'll turn to Reba, to disguised Reba. Where did you say you saw him coming out of?
I saw him climbing out the window of Sir Castian's office.
And
Maybe we'll find a
Cassian-
clue he left behind.
Good thinking. Castian's going to go in, and you watch as he approaches the door. Right. Makes a gesture, and then opens it. He looks to you, Kira. You can never set up enough alarms. Goes in, and he will see
Oh.
that the drawer is open. He looks in it. Fuck. If he got away with what was in that drawer, we could have a real problem on our hands. Going to have to locate him quickly, or I'm going to have so much paperwork to do. Well, anyone who would like, and he says to fan out, see if you could search some of the nearby cars, find him. I'm going to have a fucking drink. He reaches into the drawer below where the ledger was, opens that, and pulls out a about 3/4 full bottle of some sort of brown liquor and two glasses, and he looks at you, Kira. Right, puts one glass back and pours some for himself. Yeah.
That drink will only have to wait for about a month.
Good to know. Garnet, so you are currently going through this dossier. You flip through it fairly. Are you looking for just sort of anything that stands out, like what's interesting here?
Two things. One, I'm trying to, commit to memory anything that quickly stands out because I don't know how long I'll have to be able to do this.
Right.
And I guess I'm also trying to assess, given that this is where Alaphorus's stuff is, I don't feel too safe like setting up shop and copying here, but if there's some quick notes I can take, I would probably do that as well.
So going through and taking a few notes, much of it is not that interesting. There is a manifest of everybody who's in the troop that he's currently in command over that's heading out here. You find some journal notes in there. Most of what you read, you get the sense that Castian was pretty annoyed to be sent to the assemblage on this. And every now and then you see like you see that it's mentioned that an arcane reservoir has been found, and he seems to question how this could be known. That if that was discovered, one would have thought that would have been some sort of news. You see some mentions of Marshall Bicker in there, mostly in that he really hopes he doesn't run into him, as he is somewhat intimidated by and also doesn't really like the man. You find a couple crew lists in there, which have had, you can just tell by how well some of the ink has been set, some notes and some stuff has been scrawled out. The 5 individuals that you guys captured at Silent Gulch that tried to murder Bicker, you see notes about them. Space is now in possession of the Vagabond Assemblage, and then written and then underlined twice. It just says Bicker's problem. Makes it pretty clear he's not interested in going back and dealing with them. And then you see the names of the 4 squad members that you guys took out back at the Shimmerstone mine, and you see the name Alaphorus circled with a question mark by it, and it just says, "Where the fuck is he?" So this is a name that is in his ledger. There's no way to tell how well he would or would not have known this individual. Again, there were a good amount of soldiers packed into like sardines in this military car. Maybe he knows all of them by face and name. Maybe he doesn't. The other thing that does step out to you, you do see a portion where he's written a little bit about the Upright, and it says Upright business becoming public again. Questions for Hollowkeeper.
Is there any context to that, as in like this Upright business, or is it like Upright business, our Upright business, making its way public? Is there any way to know kind of that distinction?
Neither. It just seems very much. It's just some brief jotting, almost like it's just almost like bullet points, where the sense you definitely get is this is not the first time he's heard of that organization, but you can neither tell if there is a like, a dislike, an association, or an awareness. It's just very simple notes that are given there.
And you said ask Hollowkeeper?
Yes, Hollowkeeper, one word. HALLOWKEEPER.
Hallow, like deathly hallow.
Yeah.
Do I get the sense, given just how quickly I've done this, that there's more to be found if I kept it and looked later?
Probably. This is a fairly sizable thing, but you like as far as what would be found, maybe more information, maybe just random manifest and shit. Oh, the other thing you do find, there is some manifest of some information of like what's from the Empire is being stored and shipped. And the thing you take comfort in, you find the manifest of what was carted in and what was carted out from the Shimmerstone mine. Nothing was carted out that wasn't carted in. So they didn't take away anything from there. They kept true to what they said of they're not trying to, steal anything from the mine. You see where like some goods were bought, food, basic supplies, but you see no gems or gold or any valuables of any sort that were taken from there.
On the written manifest.
Correct.
Is this the storage where that stuff would be? I mean, obviously they probably wouldn't leave gems and stuff laying around, but is that okay.
Yeah, this is the one storage car for this train. Some trains have more storage cars to them. This one's just got the one.
Does it seem to the amount of stuff listed versus the amount of crates and stuff in here, nothing seems more or less than it should be.
Yeah, you've got enough time where you kind of just do some quick checking and just going off of what's in there. Like you do see they did bring some mining equipment because they were going to a mine and they didn't. You really get the sense that from the way it's written, a lot of this stuff was sort of a for my eyes only for Castian. So
Mhm.
you don't think he fully gave this information to everybody working under him. So it makes sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, they bring mining equipment because if the soldiers were told we're going to a mine, they'd go, cool, let's bring that shit along with. There is actually one other important thing you would find in there. Again, not making you really roll because you've got a little time and you're alone where you can actually flip through and read. You see a couple personal entries about him and his interactions with Kira, just talking about good things like so good to see him again. Reminds him of Tyree of oh no,
Well, things look weird now.
things look very weird now, and we lost
Oh,
Nathan
no.
also. Things look very weird now.
Well, it's fine.
It's
I
fine.
say as I duck into the little bit of the square that.
This is the most of you guys I've been able to see since we started,
I
so
know.
it's nice for me.
Well, looks like we're probably, are we at least close to our squares now? They're coming back.
No, we're back to our squares now. I mean, we can't see Nate.
That was fun.
That was interesting. So
Here's
the other
the
thing
thing.
you will see there, Garnet. Nathan disappeared because I guess he needed to go find out what was taking the chef so long with that next round of charcuteries. You basically mentions of Kira's father Tyree and how much Kira is already starting to remind him of him. If that sentence fully makes sense, and how just some mentions of regret of Tyree's death and just saying I still wish I could have done more.
So I'm in the same car. When she grabs the ledger, is it also invisible, or am I just seeing a book in the middle of the?
It'd be invisible also because it's on her person.
Okay.
Oh, she's no longer invisible. I died.
Oh yeah.
That's true. When you got knocked unconscious, that would have dropped the invisibility.
That's true. I should have had you
You
make.
are still spider climby.
It's like, I should have. That's right. I forgot who had the concentration on. I should have had you making concentration checks. But that's neither here nor there.
Totally. Whoops.
That's fine. That's fine. You've got a decent con. We're not going to worry about it. I just need to remember that for another time. So yeah, you do see Garnet sitting there reading this ledger, Siobhan.
Okay. When I
You'd have to look like behind a crate somewhere, but yes, you would.
well, as soon as I came in, I call out and as soon as I came in, I'd kind of be like, is anybody? Actually, no. I can just contact. I would still have the link.
Yeah.
So just in my head,
Yeah.
be like, I'm sure you would hear me come in because I'm not quiet, and be like, you still in here?
Yeah, what's going on? I'm well, don't distract me. I'm trying to read this thing really fast. Should we keep it? I don't know.
It's
It
real
took some
bad.
notes.
Yeah, we. I don't know whether or not. Reba's real hurt. Don't know whether or not. I'm forgetting his name, but I guess. Actually, Siobhan wouldn't maybe know it. The Castian guy. I don't know. I don't know if he saw me or not, and I don't know how to explain why I was on the roof or why I'm back here. And yeah, it's not great. So maybe don't.
Are there any? There's uniforms in here, right?
I mean,
You want a military jacket? Let's just like walk you through.
Yeah. Would I have heard what Reba said to Hastian, or was that too far away?
Oh, I'd say you probably heard it.
So it's like, well, she claimed that she was up there for a smoke break in her general panic over talking. So I guess it comes to it. I was also having a cigarette. And then
It
I
tracks.
don't, I don't know how to get back to the car where I came from. Since I think they're going to be a little bit more paying attention to who might be strolling about on the roof. And where is that guard again? I'm just standing in the, I'm just standing in the middle of like talking to, or I'm in my head. Like, where's that
I'm
guard
over
again?
here. I'm over here. Hi. Pop my head around.
Yeah. So
I'll message over to Pohaku too. I hear Reba's hurt. Everything okay? How do we get back?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just gave the guy a dragon tooth and it seemed to work fine. I mean, as far as you're concerned, you're still just the staff. I think you could just walk right in. There is the question of sorry, what was that?
I'm on the wrong side. I don't think staff was supposed to go through the prisoner car to the. But we can go up on the roof. It's fine.
And that won't be a problem for you. You know, the Alavarus, he teleported away before I could finish killing him. He came for the book, did he not?
Mm-hmm.
Do we... I don't know the extent of his magical prowess. Do we have any way of hiding that from magical tracking? Last thing I would want is for him to be able to find you based on it.
I have an idea. Siobhan, we're just going to go give this back to Castian and say we found it between the storage and the prisoner thing while we were coming back because we ran away scared.
or in a non-terrible idea, we don't.
What is your suggestion? That is apparently not terrible.
Well, I didn't go so far as to say I had a non-terrible one, but it was important enough that two different groups of us were trying to steal it, eh? Why would we hand it back? I know I've said we shouldn't steal it, but now that there's someone else who it looks like stole it, I think we should keep it. Because you haven't had enough time to figure out what was important about it, have you? Unless you've already figured out what was so important it needed to be quadruple redundancy locked.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Aye, which is why we keep
The
it.
other option is we just jump off the train and foot it back to somewhere. And she pulls out her little special purpose whip. I can just lasso myself off, meet you guys back at the train station.
Well, I don't think Pohaku heard that.
Relay network. She'd share it back to you.
If that is going to all of us, then Pohaku is, well, yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, I'm happy with a nice walk.
I think you have
Can you get off safely?
Oh no, this is on my private conversation. Sorry.
No,
He's relaying.
I'm relaying, pinging everything.
She's like an
through.
operator, just keeps switching. Like
Yeah, exactly. It's the Garnet switchboard. Um,
Exactly at this point, I'm sitting next to you, so I'm probably just talking out loud. Actually, I
you go.
think you might be right. The best move at this point is for us at least to get the pick off the train.
Okay.
Smash and grab, just like I called it.
And
When you're ready.
Kira, you're in the office here with Castian as he calls to one of the other soldiers, and this one wearing, robes, just instead of a mage. You've seen my journal before, right?
No.
Yes. Of course,
I
sir.
was trying to prevent this.
Find it. Indeed. Not far, actually. Lead the way, and they will start
I
heading
will
out of the.
follow.
Okay. They go out of the office car, and the two of you in this have this conversation. It doesn't take them long. They go through the containment prison car. You go along with their Kira. All the cells in here are empty. There's only 2 of them that would hold like a medium-sized humanoid. This is a largely empty car. You can see where it looks like some of the soldiers may have gone here on breaks to play some cards, have a drink. You can see a few cigarette butts in the corner, and Cass looks down. Clean up after yourselves. Have some self-respect. And you two
They
will
could at least go outside so they don't trap the smoke in here with them.
Exactly.
It's for the prisoners, but it still stinks up the whole car.
And there's not even anyone in here. I'll never understand. And you, Siobhan and Garnet, will hear the beginnings of this door to the car you are in beginning to open. As you look up, you see the door swing open, and you see the form of Castian Oloro standing there. And we'll pick up there as we figure out what all everyone wants to do. As you have the journal, you have thwarted Alaphris's attempt to steal it. Mannix is still just chowing down.
Is it possible that I say one thing before we break so I don't forget to say it?
Please.
It's just, as we open the door, louder than would be normal speech, but not
Sure.
so loud that it's suspicious.
Yeah.
He is hoping that whatever the notebook that was stolen was stashed somewhere to be grabbed later by him as he made his escape.
We'll see how that all goes down as we see what's happening next, as you're dealing with a
Hopefully
high-ranking
someone
member
heard that.
with a large cadre of individuals with many different skills at his disposal. But that's a problem for not right now, as we'll get back to that, and we'll see what chaos awaits.
Jordan, you could be a yoga teacher with a stretch like that.
Yeah, sure could. Oh, God.